Hare Krishna. Today we are going to focus on or dive into the lessons from the character of Prithu Maharaj. Maharaj Prithu was an ocean of good qualities. It is explained that just like Drona is surrounded by the sea on all sides, similarly Prithu Maharaj was surrounded by all good qualities. So Prithu Maharaj appeared at a time when there was dire need of an upright ruler who can uphold the principles of Dharma and who can uplift the world from irreligion and sensual vision, bodily conception. The people of the world were tortured by the cruel, by the materialistic, and so rather cruel and materialistic ruling of Maharaj Vena. Maharaj Vena forbid everyone from chanting the names of Lord, worshipping the deities of the Lord. He wanted himself to be worshipped. The Brahmanas tried to give him good advice, but it came to no good avail. And therefore, the Brahmanas, by the power of their mantras, they killed Maharaj Vena. But then the Brahmanas saw as soon as Maharaj Vena was killed, immediately the upstarts and the thieves and the rogues they surfaced up and they started creating havoc in the society because there was no ruler. So there was a dire need for ruler, and the Brahmanas were praying, sitting in meditation. And they came with an idea. But although Anga Maharaj's son, Vena, was a demoniac personality, but he's coming in the lineage of the great Mahabhagavad devotee, Dhruva Maharaj. So somewhere down the lines, that pure devotee genes must be available. So they started the genetic engineering experiment to extract amidst the, this is like the mining operation wherein on the surface all around is the demoniac genes, and somewhere deep down will be the genes of the Mahabhagavad Dhruva Maharaj. So they started a very high-end, high-tech mining operation to mine out that genes. And they could successfully trace that genes, a successful mining operation. And then they started the metallurgical operation, high-end, high-tech metallurgical operation to actually extract that genes in its pure state removing all the contaminations. So they started their cleansing process, and therefore they started churning the body of Maharaj Vena. And out from his body came. So first they wanted to cleanse out, strength refuge out. So the impurities and the first impure genes came out in the form of Nishada. His name was Nishada. So and then they started churning further. So after this impurity removal, successful operation, they started churning further and further and further, and out came Maharaj Prithu. Along with his consort, Mother Archi. Interestingly, they both came fully ready for executing the service for which they were invoked or they were called for, or for which the journey was taken. They came in their full youth, Maharaj Prithu and Mother Archi. As soon as they came, and as soon as Maharaj Prithu and Mother Archi appeared, all around was glorification. All around was Jayakar. The Brahmanas, the saints, they were all glorifying. The Sut and the Magad, they were glorifying and glorifying and glorifying. Everyone was in ecstasy because everyone could understand that now the problems of the world are over. Now the darkness is over because the sun has risen. The son of Maharaj Prithu has risen on this planet to uplift the citizens. Son of Maharaj Prithu has risen, and everyone was in ecstasy. Everyone was in ecstasy. And the Sut and the Magad started glorifying Maharaj Prithu. By the way, Maharaj Prithu had just appeared. This is appearance celebration which is taking place. And all around were glorification and praises for Maharaj Prithu. So about Maharaj Prithu's life, 6 aspects we are going to touch upon, and we can remember them by the word Prithu itself. Prithu. The first aspect, if you want to highlight upon, is the praises, the glorifications. The praises by the Sut and Magad. Maharaj Prithu has just appeared. And we will also see that what was it in Maharaj Prithu, what was in the heart of Maharaj Prithu that, or what was it in the attitude of Maharaj Prithu that even before he started performing any service or he started undertaking any operations and activities, even before he started undertaking any activities, these praises and glorifications were coming. So these Sud and Magar, they were actually foretelling the glorious activities of Maharaj Prithu and the glorious life of Maharaj Prithu, which is going to happen, which is coming for. And the Sud and Magad, they started praising the Lord. I mean, praising Lord Prithu. It's not wrong to say Lord Prithu, because he was the very Shakti Avesh avatar of the Supreme Lord, which had come so mercifully. So they started praising that Maharaj Prithu is going to be such a king. That he would consider the citizens as his own self, he would consider citizens. It is the nature of the citizens to take a lot of facilities, extract a lot of facilities from a king, and still not be grateful, still be rebellious, still be demanding. But still, the king should be forgiving and forgetful of all the wrongs which the citizens do. Just like in a father and son relationship. Just like in a father and son relationship. And Prithu Maharaj was an epitome of this attitude of kindness, of accommodating. And therefore it is said that Prithu Maharaj was as tolerant as Mother Earth. Prithu Maharaj was as tolerant as Mother Earth. Maharaj Prithu was very kind and compassionate. It is explained that Maharaj Prithu was as kind and compassionate, just like the sun. Just like the sun is kind and compassionate in distributing its rays, all around, and distributing its rays all around everyone, everywhere. The sun doesn't discriminate. In the same way, Prithu Maharaj was just like the sun, and he was not discriminating in spreading his mercy and compassion. It is also said that just like the sun evaporates water from the oceans and the rivers, to distribute it all around the globe or all around the tract of land and give it back in the form of rain. Purify it and send it back in the form of rain. See, water is not of much use anyways. Purify it and give it back in the form of rain, which is very useful, rainwater. Similarly, Prithu Maharaj, as a king, would be levying, used to levy taxes. He was like the sun. He used to levy taxes. But all that taxation money would be spent in the welfare of the citizens. Well, just like salt water cannot be used for drinking, and the money with the citizens may be misused because of a sensual vulnerability. Uh, but when it came to Prithu Maharaj used it for the welfare of the citizens. Used it for at the time of need, everything was available for the citizens, and that is why Prithu Maharaj is compared to like the sun. Prithu Maharaj is glorified to be fire. Is glorified to be like fire. So Prithu Maharaj is glorified to be like fire, just like fire is unapproachable. Similarly, Prithu Maharaj was like fire. None of his enemies could even approach him. He was invincible. He was invincible. None of his enemies could approach him. That was Prithu. Maharaj Prithu. Prithu Maharaj is compared to like air. He was compared to like air. Just like air enters everywhere. People may not even notice that air is everywhere, inside, outside, everywhere air enters. Even inside, outside our body. What to say of our house. In the same way, Prithu Maharaj was like air. He knew everything about all his citizens. Prithu Maharaj had such perfect espionage system, that he knew everything about everyone. Any activity done by anyone in any part of his kingdom was known to Maharaj Prithu. So he was Deenavatsala. It is said he was Deenavatsala, very, very compassionate to everyone. Prithu Maharaj, it is explained, was Vriddha Sevak. Vriddha Sevak. That be a servant of the old man. That was, he would offer so much respect. He was always a humble servant to the Brahmanas and the Vaishnavas. So in this way, we see he was always a humble servant of the Brahmanas and Vaishnavas. He was upholder of dharma. He was upholder of the principle of dharma, Prithu Maharaj. Ah. So in this way, the Sut and Magad are glorifying. And needless to say that these qualities will manifest in such beautiful ways as we will see ahead. For the citizens, for everyone, for the world at large, for humanity, for eternity. But we want to see that now, we want to see, before we go ahead, and then this glorification, that why were these, why are these glories being glorified? What was in the core of the heart of Prithu Maharaj? What was his core attitude? This very attitude becomes manifest when Prithu Maharaj gets the darshan of the Supreme Lord, and the Supreme Lord Vishnu personally comes. This was much later in the past time. When Prithu Maharaj is getting the darshan of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and Prithu Maharaj is offering prayers to the Supreme Personality of God. And Prithu Maharaj is praying to the Supreme Lord. The essence of the prayers of Prithu Maharaj is so amazing, and that reflects the core attitude which Prithu Maharaj had. And because of which, Prithu Maharaj could do what nobody else could. Prithu Maharaj lifted the world from such a degraded state of affairs uh, and made it transcendental. Made it transcendental. So Prithu Maharaj is standing in front of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and Prithu Maharaj is offering prayers. And Prithu Maharaj is asking, the Lord wants to give benedictions. That is the heart of the Lord. And Prithu Maharaj is saying that, oh Lord, why shall I ask for any benedictions? Benedictions are automatic. He's saying benedictions are automatic, because the heart of the Lord is automatically to supply everything. What is the need to ask anything to Maharaj? He's saying, I don't want to ask for liberation, he didn't ask for deliverance from administration. He didn't ask for liberation. Prithu Maharaj is saying, and oh Lord, I really want to ask for something. He's saying, I want to ask for millions of years so that I can hear Krishna Katha from the devotees. And I want millions of years so that I can hear Krishna Katha from the great devotees. I can hear Krishna Katha from the great devotees. He's saying that this the nature when we hear about Krishna Katha, the glories, your glories from your devotees, it can uplift. It can bring out a person from ignorance. So he's saying, oh Lord, only an animal will not want the association of your great devotees. That is just, this is the benediction Prithu Maharaj is asking. And then Prithu Maharaj is saying that, oh Lord, I want to serve you. Please accept me as a servant of the servant. He says, I want to serve you. Just like Mother Lakshmi, is constantly serving. I also want to serve you. Eternal place at your lotus feet, Father Sevana. Just like Mother Lakshmi, and uh, and then Prithu Maharaj is expressing his heart, and he's saying, okay, sometimes there may be difference of opinion. Mother Lakshmi may not be very happy with, and she might become angry, But I want to, serve you, So that's he's asking, And then he's saying, oh Lord, please do not ask me to take any material benedictions. That is the benediction he's asking. So this is the core of the heart, that how Prithu Maharaj was a sold out servant to the Vaishnavas. His mood of servant of the servant of the servant. His mood of servant of the servant of the servant. And therefore it is explained. And Sukhdev Maharaj explained Prithu Maharaj, why Prithu Maharaj was so successful. We will talk about his success. And coming up, Prithu Maharaj was so successful because two things. He was an ocean of good qualities, and why he was an ocean of good qualities? Because he was the bearer of the instructions of all the acharyas. And because he was carrying on the instructions of all the acharyas, Prithu Maharaj was really the secret of his success. And that's why you see all these phrases, they are not hyperbolas or exaggerations. When you say Prithu Maharaj is not started performing any activity, but these Sut and Magad, they were these Brahmanas, they were Trikaladarshi, they were able to see, and they are able to see the heart of Prithu Maharaj, right from his appearance, right from his appearance, and therefore they are foretelling and all this and much more, because Prithu Maharaj has appeared, this is such a great benediction for humanity. So the next aspect is R. R stands for. Now Sud and Magad were praising like anything. So R stands for reaction to these praises. How Prithu Maharaj reacts to these praises. Four things Prithu Maharaj says in reaction to all these praises. So Prithu Maharaj very humbly, first thing he's saying, I wish that uh, uh, I can exhibit all these activities which are being spoken about. That is the first thing he's saying. And I wish that I can exhibit all these great activities which are being spoken about. It is my wish. It's my desire. Second thing he says, because Sultan Magadari next, and their ecstasy was such that whole Prithu Maharaj life they will just keep glorifying. Prithu Maharaj is laughing there, and he's telling there that let me do something first. so, so let me do something first. Prithu Maharaj is saying, let me do something first. And then Prithu Maharaj is saying, further, third thing which he says is that he's saying actually it is like an insult, it's like an offense to glorify, such a foreign servant as me. He's saying it's like an insult, it's like an offense, to speak such high words and glorification of such a poor soul as me. Prithu Maharaj is saying. And the fourth thing Prithu Maharaj is saying, he's saying that, but you see great souls, from the dawn of creation, never like to hear their own praises. That's the fourth thing he's saying. The great souls, they never like to hear their own praises, So this actually shows Prithu Maharaj's humility of heart, And this is a great lesson for us that uh, so uh, actually in this world nobody can become great. The only great is the Lord and the great devotees of the Lord. They are only great. Nobody else is great. Only people can assume, that I am great. Imagine that I am great, like that. No, none of us can be great. All we can be, uh, all we can be, the maximum, or the greatest fortune in ours can be, we can become a great instrument in the hands of the great. Uh, Then through us, great mercy can flow. That doesn't mean we become great. Uh, we can become. So we should not aspire to become great, but we should aspire to become great instrument in the hands of the great, the Supreme Lord and the great Acharyas. They are great. And when we become a great instrument, then great mercy will flow through us. Yeah. That is what we should inspire. So therefore, to be able to perform, to be able to, ensure that great mercy is manifested through us, what is needed is to become humble servant. Yeah. And that is why we see this, the heart of Prithu Maharaj is so humble, so genuine, so subservient to the Vaishnavas. And this is a proof that Prithu Maharaj will end up doing great service for man. And that is why Prithu Maharaj is showing. So before Prithu Maharaj could do everything, everyone, what is being manifest is Prithu Maharaj's humility. Prithu Maharaj's state of being a humble servant of the servant of the servant. And this is what ensures a great lesson for us that greatness begins, continues, and begins and continues with great humility of the heart. Great humility of the heart. So because this is the backup battery system of the Prithu Maharaj, what did it manifest into? That's the third aspect. The initiatives and innovations. The initiatives and innovations. Prithu Maharaj went to any extent to serve the citizens, to create facilities for the citizens. He went to any extent. Prithu Maharaj went to Mother Earth. Prithu Maharaj is folding his hands and he is begging. And he's saying, "Oh, Mother." And he's telling Mother Earth that the citizens don't have basic facilities. There is no basic prosperity. Vegetables, herbs, minerals, they're not there. And if these are not there, no, how can they become Krishna conscious? Basic facilities are not there. Prithu Maharaj is saying, I take responsibility. I take responsibility of their spiritual upliftment. Okay, because of the wrong demoniac ruling, the citizens have inculcated sinful and demoniac traits. But I take responsibility. Of training them, purifying them. Please supply basic facilities, the food, the basic prosperity to all of them. And Mother Earth is saying that my resources are not meant for sinful people. When I see people are sinful, I take away the resources because my resources are meant to be offered to the Supreme Lord. And people are not doing that. So I take it back. The Prithu Maharaj is again, he's saying, I will set them right. I will set them right. Will you please supply? Mother Earth is still doubting. She is not willing to supply. Prithu Maharaj is begging and pleading. Mother Earth is not hearing. Mother Earth is unwilling. She said, no, I will not supply. No supply should be unleashed. So Prithu Maharaj begging, pleading, Mother Earth not hearing. And finally, Prithu Maharaj is helplessly forced to challenge Mother Earth for a fight. The Prithu Maharaj prepares himself and gets ready to fight. And he said, okay, if you do not hear, let's come on the war field. But just let's come on the war field. And when Prithu Maharaj assumed that demeanor and role, when Prithu Maharaj assumed that demeanor and role, uh, when Mother Earth was fighting, and then because of just by seeing the prowess of Prithu Maharaj, he was humbly begging. But then when Prithu Maharaj prepared himself to fight with all his weapons, seeing his prowess, Mother Earth got terrified. She said, okay, fine. But it is explained by the Acharyas explained that Prithu Maharaj actually developed a very deep affection for Mother Earth. Seeing her attitude and heart, seeing her attitude and heart. He wanted to, carry forward the service to the citizens. But then when he saw the heart of Mother Earth, he developed very deep affection, just like a father has for his daughter. It is explained. Prithu Maharaj, felt that kind of feelings for Mother Earth. So Prithu Maharaj started milking Mother Earth and extracting all the resources. Like yeah, different personalities. He placed as a calf. And then he milked Mother Earth, and Mother Earth gave different resources. Like like he placed Swayambhu Manu, as a calf. And then Mother Earth is releasing all the herbs and all. Like so that's how it's explained. A very beautiful description is comes that whom he placed and what he milked out. He milked out all his, and in the cup of his hands, he's milking out all the resources for his citizens. That way, Prithu Maharaj ensured. Prithu Maharaj leveled the earth. Prithu Maharaj leveled the surface of the earth. That was Prithu Maharaj who did that. Prithu Maharaj constructed towns and villages and mines and stables for cows. It is explained that before Prithu Maharaj, nobody had done proper arrangements for housing. It was Prithu Maharaj who constructed towns and villages and mines and palaces and for animals, housing, for cows. He constructed. And this was the first time in the history of the creation it has ever happened. Prithu Maharaj is attributed to that. Nobody had made any proper arrangements before Prithu. Srila Prabhupada explains. So that was Maharaj Prithu. So when it comes to this is a great lesson for us actually, because the lesson is that see when it comes to service of the Lord, Prabhupada says no, devotee should be always daring and active. We can see it live we can see it live. Prithu Maharaj is not just saying that okay, no, if not there, not there, what can be done? No, Prithu Maharaj went to any extent to arrange for facilities. And that's why when Sut and Bhagat are glorifying that he will take his citizens as his own self. It is so true. He went to any extent to arrange for the facilities. What kind of facilities? All natural resources he got from Mother Earth. Uh, he constructed everything very systematic, all systematic. The layout of a city, he engineered, constructed everything. Stable for cows, for the army, for the palace, for the military, for the villages, for the tribes, everything. Uh, everything in it. So this is the point that when it comes to now all these details are described as Radhanath Maharaj explains. that paying attention to details is a sign of love. This shows that how much he loved the citizens. So Prithu Maharaj is exemplifying, the mood of the Supreme Lord himself. And what is his oceanic heart of love and care for the citizens? That Prithu Maharaj created all these facilities, initiatives, and innovations. A volley of them, one after another, after another. Just imagine being in Prithu Maharaj's ruling. Every day a new facilitation will come. Every day a new, it's like every day feast is coming. The citizens were, who would not be ecstatic in such a ruling? But this is the nature of the Supreme Lord. Is it not the nature of the Supreme Lord? Every day the Lord is providing everything. So Prithu Maharaj is exemplifying the heart of the Lord. But that is, but we learn, we learn that okay, how when he undertook that service of ruling, how meticulously he did that, how powerfully and meticulously he did that, initiated. And thus we can see light. So therefore, when it comes to service of the Lord, service should be done very enthusiastically, with great sense of responsibility. And even if great struggle is involved, even if great austerity is involved, one should not mind it. Even if great pressure is involved, physical, mental, intellectual, emotional, no problem. That is the greatest ecstasy. Prithu Maharaj is exemplifying that by his own behavior. The next aspect, Prithu Maharaj's character, is Prithu Maharaj had such a focus. The next aspect, T stands for training, training and engagement. Prithu Maharaj's whole focus was training his citizens for religion, training his citizens about the principles of dharma. You see, when it came to facilitation, Prithu Maharaj supplied facilities just like a henpecked husband will supply to his wife, just like a father mother will supply to their children and son, just like one will do it for oneself. Na? Say, na? One will do it for oneself. When it came to facilitation, but then Prithu Maharaj's care was not incomplete. It was all around and all dimensions Prithu Maharaj covered. So Prithu Maharaj's care, Prithu Maharaj's Prithu Maharaj's care. So Prithu Maharaj is not Prithu Maharaj is focusing on training for dharma. He was such an upholder of dharma. No? In Prithu Maharaj's hand, dharma was unshakable. Nobody could shake the dharma because and anybody would try. No upstart can stand in front of Maharaj Prithu. So when Maharaj Prithu was upholding dharma, it was unshakable. No? Nobody could shake it. No? Nobody could shake it as it is described. So he was himself following the principles of dharma, and he was so he was training all of each of his citizens. That the goal of life is meaningless without accepting the shelter of a bona fide spiritual master. So just imagine a kingdom, everyone is initiated. Every office is starting with morning program. Yeah, no morning program, no salary. Just imagine, some things like this. So, so he was promoting everyone to be initiated, to accept the bona fide spiritual master, and to be awakened to the. So that's why it's explained that there are such great rulers in Prithu Maharaj. Practically, all the citizens would be as good as pure devotees. They would be always, everyone would be practicing pure devotional service. That's the powerful ruling. So that was training, and it is explained that Prithu Maharaj was very keen in offering engagements. He was very much focused that everyone should be engaged in the service of the Lord, and therefore he had created practical engagements for everyone. It created practical engagements for everyone. At one point of time, Prithu Maharaj is now understanding, he's performing the Ashwamedh Yajna so that there can be prosperity. Not just one, one after another. Just like cricket score is performing one yajna, accomplishing one Ashwamedh Yajna after another. And he came to 99 not outs. 99 not out and great style. But the cosmic record or the universal record was, at that time Maharaj Indra, who had performed 100 Ashwamedh Yajnas. And the point was that one who performs 100 Ashwamedh Yajnas get entitled to the post of Indra. So Maharaj Indra understood that his party is going out of power, soon. So while Prithu Maharaj was performing, the 100 Ashwamedh Yajna, Maharaj Indra could not tolerate it. Therefore, Maharaj Indra started creating disturbance in that yajna. So he started creating disturbance in that yajna. Because in Ashwamedh Yajna, the Ashwa is let free, like that. The Ashwa is, the animal for sacrifice, the horse. But Maharaj Indra would come and steal the horse. And Prithu Maharaj is sitting as a Yajman, he cannot stand up, like that. So Prithu Maharaj's son would run and chase behind Maharaj Indra. And then about to combat Maharaj Indra, but Maharaj Indra will understand, he will not be able to combat, he would be fearful, So immediately he would disguise as a sannyasi. And Prithu Maharaj's son, he would see, oh, sannyasi, he would offer obeisances, And Maharaj Indra as a dongi sannyasi would run away. In the meantime, leaving the horse. So Prithu Maharaj's son bring back the horse. Again Indra would come and steal it. Again still going on. Again still going on. Prithu Maharaj's son would again chase and out and ready to combat. And Indra would disguise as another sannyasi. It was not that Prithu Maharaj's son was very gullible kind of a person. He knew everything that this is cheating, disguised by Indra. But his son wanted to uphold the principle that, okay, the sannyas order has to be respected. Knowing that there is a disguised person, but because he came as sannyas, he was still offering respect. That was a kind of, so he's, so in that way, his son is also reflecting Prithu Maharaj's own heart, which is, his own mood, which has been conducted in the heart of his son, We can see that, and how much they were willing to uphold the etiquettes, the Vaishnava Dharma, even though we see these kind of traits, just like Prabhupada's father, Gaur Mohan Dey, he would be feeding the sannyasis, even though they are dongi sannyasis, or dongi babas, like that. He would be still inviting them and feeding them, So that was the kind of dedication and commitment towards the Vedic culture, holding the Vedic culture. Prithu Maharaj has exemplified this. Prithu Maharaj initiative is exemplifying this. So Prithu Maharaj went to any extent. What all initiatives and innovations he took. And training the citizens, engaging the citizens. So the next point is H stands for Prithu Maharaj, the humble servant of the Vaishnavas. Humble servant of the Vaishnavas. So here the Ashwamedh Yajna is going on, and the Yajna is being performed, and sacrifice is being performed, sacrifice, and the Brahmanas are all, and Maharaj Indra is again and again creating disturbance. Prithu Maharaj could not get up, and his son was trying, but he had such a respectful culture for the saints that even Dongi saint is offering respect. What to say of genuine saint? So, anyways, Prabhupada explains there that that triggered. Maharaj Indra is starting the parampara of cheaters, swindlers. That was each and every avesha he took is actually starting this parampara of cheaters. Cheating Dhoni gurus. Their paramparas were started by Maharaj Indra, swindlers. So at one point of time, the Brahmanas become very agitated and very disturbed. These Brahmanas saying, "What is this? This is too much." So the Brahmanas thinking that okay, we will set him right. Prithu Maharaj cannot get up, but we will set him right. We are also not getting up, but we will set him right. So the Brahmanas became so angry, they started chanting mantras by the power of which Indra would be forced to appear in that sacrificial arena and enter the fire and burn and die in front of their eyes. Then they will continue the yajna. And they were just, no, they were chanting the mantra and they were just about to add the, put the ahuti, they were just about to put the ahuti, the final ahuti, and that was the end of Indra. Nobody in the entire creation could save him once the ahuti is given, and the ahuti was just about to be offered. Lord Brahma appeared on the sacrificial arena. Lord Brahma understood this is something really serious in the universe. And because Maharaj Indra would be finished. Lord Brahma appeared. And Lord Brahma is telling Maharaj Prithu that, my dear Prithu, this 100 sacrifice will, so 100 sacrifice not only needed for becoming Indra, but 100 sacrifice was needed for Lord Vishnu to appear. Actually. That is explained. So there it is explained. So then Lord Brahma is telling that Prithu Maharaj is such a merciful person of your character. And you see, Brahmaji is telling, you see, Indra, he is like an adamant boy, he is not listening, like that. Why don't you yield? You step back, So what he should do? Brahmaji is telling, give up the sacrifice. So to sacrifice only is so difficult. To sacrifice is only so difficult. People generally don't even sacrifice, because Prithu Maharaj's sacrifice was for the welfare of the citizens. He wanted that prosperity, he was doing that 100 sacrifices. Because he was saying Lord Vishnu will appear, the kingdom will become so much prosperous and so much prosperity, auspicious, blessings will come. And Ramaji is telling, leave it, leave it. So in Maharaj Prithu's glory is not that he performed sacrifice. When he saw Brahmaji and at just the words of Brahmaji offering respect and all obeisances to the words of Brahmaji, Prithu Maharaj sacrificed the sacrifice. So so there is a great lesson for us that how one should be, how much subservient and one should be to how much malleable and ductile one should be when it comes to the mission of the Lord, especially when seniors are saying something. And one should be ready for anything. Therefore, Radhanath Maharaj says that it is not just enough to be right. One should learn to be right beyond right. The service necessitates to be right. But to continue the unity, the cooperation with all the devotees, sometimes one may have to give up the right results, the overwhelming results, the success results of being the right, and one should go and one should be right beyond right. To be humble in front of the Vaishnavas. It is explained that with great heart and great love and affection, Maharaj Prithu gave up that sacrifice and embraced Maharaj Indra. And he says, all glories to you. It says that, with great affection, he just gave up, everything for Maharaj Indra, and he just embraced Maharaj Indra, that was Maharaj Indra. No any heartburnings, no any, curling the face, happily, gratefully, just on the word of Brahmaji, just he was such a humble servant. And seeing this attitude, Lord Vishnu appeared in the sacrificial arena. So Lord Vishnu is supposed to appear when the sacrifice is over. But the sacrifice is stopped. Lord Vishnu appeared, and that is where Prithu Maharaj offered those prayers. To your disciples. millions of years to hear the glories of. So unless he had that attitude, how could he give up? You know, he was such a humble servant of the Vaishnavas. You know? Lord Vishnu was very happy with him, and Lord Vishnu said that you will receive a very great benediction, which I will arrange now. Very soon it is going to. And Lord Vishnu said, you will receive very great benediction. And that happened very soon. Prithu Maharaj got na, the, the, the life turning darshan, or we can say the rare and the great benediction of the darshan of the four Kumaras. Prithu Maharaj visited the kingdom of Prithu Maharaj. And Prithu Maharaj got the darshan of the four Kumaras. And Prithu Maharaj has got the darshan of the four Kumaras. It is so amazing. And then Prithu Maharaj is so ecstatic receiving the four Kumaras. Now, this is a great lesson for us also because we learn what the Lord is telling. I will give you. Lord is Himself appeared. What greater benediction can there be than the Lord's appearance? And the Lord is telling, I will give you a very great. दे तो दिया ना given already. The Lord has appeared. और क्या चाहिए है ना? The Lord is telling, no, I will give you great benediction. Means, what is the Lord teaching us? The association of the devotee. The Lord is teaching. The Lord is placing the association, the Kumaras, the Tush Kumaras, as greater than His giving darshan also. You see. Now, yes, that is the love of the Lord for the devotees. That is one point. That aspect is there. But the Lord is teaching how glorious is the opportunity of association of Vaishnavas. How glorious is this opportunity of the association of the Vaishnavas. The Lord is teaching that this was, now this is considered to be, now this is coming toward the end of the pastime. After this, Prithu Maharaj will go back to God, after his terrific ruling. And this chapter, Prithu Maharaj is, so the darshan and receiving the Chatush Kumaras and the darshan of the Chatush Kumaras is one of the glorious events, highlights of Prithu Maharaj's life, the highlight of Prithu Maharaj's life. We can see that. It means how glorious is this association, this opportunity of receiving the shelter of the great devotees of the Lord. So Prithu Maharaj is receiving, he's so grateful for the darshan of the Chatush Kumaras, and Prithu Maharaj is receiving the Chatush Kumaras, Prithu Maharaj is saying that he's so grateful, he's overwhelmed with ecstasy and gratitude, tears coming from his eyes. And Prithu Maharaj is saying to Satish Kumar, and he's saying, yes, the Lord promised, and you have manifested to fulfill the promise of the Lord. He's saying that you are as great as the Lord. You are as good as the Supreme Lord. All of you are as good as the Supreme Lord. So, you sing that every day, Sakshat Haritvena Samasta Shastra. You are as good as the Supreme Lord. And Prithu Maharaj is saying, you are as good as the Supreme Lord. He's saying, my kingdom, the kingdom which I have. Prithu Maharaj is saying that this kingdom which I have, this kingdom is sadhu uchishtam. This is the remnants of the sadhu. Prithu Maharaj is remembering that he got this kingdom by the mercy of the devotees, the great saints like Bhrigu Muni. They only gave him this kingdom. They only beckoned him. The Brahmanas and the great, they only churned, great saint like Brigumani, he said, my kingdom is sadhu shisha, my whole kingdom is all yours, available for your service. He's saying, my whole kingdom is all yours. And Prithu Maharaj is saying, actually only a person who has knowledge of the Vedas, who's highly learned in the Vedas, only such a person should become the ruler or leader. Only such a person should become, is entitled to become the ruler or the leader. Nobody else. No? Nobody else. And he's saying, actually and factually, Prithu Maharaj is saying everything belongs to the Brahmanas. And he's saying, actually and factually, everything belongs to the Brahmanas. But the Brahmanas are so humble that out of their humility, they are coming for Madhukari, for bringing, from the householders and from the Kshatriyas and the Vaishyas. He's saying it is actually and factually everything is the property of the Brahmanas. Actually and factually. And then Prithu Maharaj is telling that Kshatriyas and Vaishyas, they are just bankers at best. They are just bankers. A banker may keep everybody's money, but nothing belongs to the banker. It belongs to the bankers of Brahmanas. Everything belongs to the Brahmanas. And then Prithu Maharaj is saying that great souls like you know. So he's ready to, he offered everything to them, he's offered himself to them, and still he's feeling that he's not able to offer anything. And therefore, with folded hands, he's standing Prithu Maharaj and saying that great souls like you, what can we return to? He's offered everything, full surrender. Sarvasvatoma Charane Sampriya. Full surrender. All his king, everything. And then he's saying that this is nothing actually. What can we offer back to you? Great souls like you, are always satisfied by your own self, by your own heart of welfare, by your own welfare activities for the entire humanity, for all times. So such a humble servant of the servant of the servant of the Vaishnavas was Prithu Maharaj. This is a great lesson for us, and how much one should regard the Vaishnavas, how much one should regard the Vaishnavas, how much one should be ready to mold oneself. Simply by how much one should take seriously the instructions of the Vaishnavas, the association of the Vaishnavas, the mission of the Vaishnavas, mission of the Vaishnavas. Prithu Maharaj is teaching us only when we offer our skills, ourselves, our finances, in the service of the Vaishnavas, then only whatever we have becomes sadhu chishtam. Otherwise, it is sin personified. As Lord Krishna explains, chapter 3, Yajna Shiksha Santo Uchante Sarvakilvish. Ujante te agam papam, so otherwise it is agam papam, nothing else. Ye pachanti atmata. So that how one should aspire that my life, my belonging, my skills, my intelligence, everything becomes sadhu chishta. Sadhu, the remnants of the Vaishnavas, the remnants of the Brahmana, the devotees of the Lord. So this is the so this is Prithu Maharaj. The final aspect which we want to mention again is Prithu Maharaj used stands for upholding dharma. He was such an upholder of dharma. So Prithu Maharaj was upholding all the instructions of the previous Acharya. He brought all of them live. You know, all these instructions were live. And and he brought about. And he was living by it, and he was training, inspiring, encouraging, and facilitating everyone to live by these instructions of the previous acharyas. That previous life, and some highlights or some aspects of the glorious life and character of Maharaj Prithu. Do we have any questions? So to summarize, now we discussed about 6 aspects, if you can remember about the word Prithu itself. The first is the praises which the Brahmanas are offering to Prithu Maharaj. How is like the sun? How is how is like the sun? How is tolerant like the earth? How he knows everyone's life and activities like the air. It's also explained that he would roam like a lion. Like a lion, he would roam, and all the dogs and thieves would run away from him. Like a lion. So these beautiful, beautiful glorifications are there. And but Prithu Maharaj, and then we saw that the glorifications are being there, made because what was Prithu Maharaj's heart that very much gets highlighted in his prayers. And how he's only asking for millions of years to hear about the pure devotees of the Lord, great devotees of the Lord. And he's wanting their association. And he knows that through their association only he can offer personal service to the Lord. And that's what, and he doesn't want any material validation. Then we saw his reaction to prayers, the state of humility. He's saying, let me do something first. I wish I could do all these things. He's saying that it's actually an insult and offense to very passive people. Even great souls, they don't have to hear the praises. So then this very attitude manifests in initiatives. And so he milked Maharaj for the necessities of the citizens. He performed yet. He was leveling the earth, created townships, cities, villages, even stables for animals, everything in a very proper, systematic way. His focus was training and engagements for all the citizens. So he taught them in the principles of Dharma, and he gave them roles in service of the Lord. He gave them practical engagement. He was such a humble servant of the servant of the Vaishnavas. It becomes very evident how, by one word of Brahmaji, he gave it up. One word of Brahmaji, he gave it up. He gave up, he sacrificed the sacrifice. For people, it is difficult to even sacrifice, but he sacrificed the sacrifice. So that was Prithu Maharaj. And now we saw his reception of the Chatushkumaras. That how he's saying that everything belongs to the Brahmana. We are just anchors. We are anchors. Everything. So how everything should be offered to the Lord, and so that it can become sadhujya. And then we saw how he was such an upholder of the Dharma. So therefore, when the Supreme Lord, we then understand, and the Supreme Lord appeared, and the Supreme Lord is telling Prithu Maharaj, I am very pleased with you. And the Lord is very pleased, and Lord is saying, I am captivated by your good qualities. And therefore, I have appeared. By austerities, penances, great power, nobody can please me and get my touch. But I am captivated by your good qualities, and therefore I am now. And that is, that very much resonates with the instruction which Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Maharaj had given us. Don't try to see Krishna. Act in such a way Krishna wants to see. And that way is with extreme humility in the heart, with being a servant of the servant, being very respectful and worshipful towards all the Vaishnavas, uh, being very enthusiastic and determined in one's services and taking initiatives for the preaching mission of the Acharya and making everything a sadhu-dishta. These are the qualities which can make one, these are the qualities of the Maharaj which can attract the attention of the Lord. And in this way, we can see that we can act in such a way Krishna wants to see. Prithu Maharaj exemplified that and proved this principle in such a great lesson for us to imbibe and in our lives. And yes, so remembering Prithu Maharaj, try to follow in his footsteps. Granthrashim Bhagavatam ki, Srila Prithu Maharaj ki, Maharaj ji ki, Srila Prabhupada ki.